Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we'd like to give our praises and our glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akakudash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching and teaching His word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Shapal from Jamaica camp with a quick one. And without further ado, let's just jump into this video because it's the scriptures speaking in reality, and very soon we'll have what's happening in this video over this side of the world in the Americas, right? So let's play this video.
Answer you.
Shenzhen's older single women are reaching their breaking point, with some even offering to share the ownership of their apartments for a future husband. You heard? This isn't just something I made up. Recently, we've seen a surge in Shenzhen girls signing up for matchmaking events. Many have explicitly stated that they don't want a bridal gift or a house car from the man. Even more surprisingly, some girls say they won't ask anything from the man if he's willing to marry them. They'd even provide an apartment in Shenzhen. I'm truly baffled. What's going on? Have they?
Alright, so this is Isaiah 4 and verse 1. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away thy reproach." Right? Now the scripture says in that day. Which day it's speaking about? It's speaking about in the future to come. Right? So it's a prophecy. Right? So the scripture, right, in Isaiah prophesied of a time to come where 7 women with 7 men completion will take hold of one man. Right? Saying what? We will eat our own bread. Just like what you see happening in China. I believe them call these women leftovers, leftover women or so forth, you know. And a lot of them is now offing themselves, you know, taking their own lives, you know. So we see a lot of things happening, right, when it comes to the scriptures. And to prove that the scriptures speak life, man, you know, it's not just a book where you read, you know. It's a book full of prophecy and things happening, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? However, over here in the Americas, man, there will come a time, very shortly, when 7 women, which is completion, so it can be any amount, I will take hold of one man, right? Because at the end of the day, the Lord will put a lot of these women back in their rightful place, their order. So them are go willing to go in the kitchen to go do what is well. You know what I mean? To hold on to somebody. And you best believe it's gonna, the men of the Lord, men, are gonna be the men where these women are gonna basically take hold to, because everybody will bug out of them mind, because the things with the Lord about to have come upon this earth is not going to be normal. And only the scriptures of wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, you know. So with the wisdom and knowledge what we have, it's going to be evident that we are stable in that time through the power and spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, right? So these women are going to want to be with us because of stability and the reproach and the shame that they have bought. And one of the things what we see happening, especially in America, you know what I mean, and through the whole world wherever Drake do it, especially the Negro woman, is that they don't need a man, Mr. Independent and all of these things. Boost their confidence to the sky in which they look down on men. But when this order come to a society and chaos, men is going to be more valuable than even currency itself. So you see, even, hey, as you say, currency, even well, the scripture say you can know that even these women are gonna have a lot of possessions, and you know that today the women get the best privilege, especially when they come on to in the work field. You know, they have been pushed up the ladder in the work field more than men in corporate society. Women bosses, female bosses, secretary, and all that above men. You know. So when it says we will cook, you know, we will wear our own apparel, you know, let us only be called by thy name. You know what I mean? these women are going to have substance. You know, but you know that's a scripture statement, because the Lord are basically put a lot of pressure on these women, you know, and especially the men. Man, look, hey, but let me just get another scripture to about this point. What do we have? Let me see. I believe this is 2nd Ezra 16, and I believe, let me see. This is 40. Bear with me a moment. I believe it's something more. Alright, here it is. Alright, so this is 2nd Ezra 16, we start with verse 31. It says, even so in those days, and you see the scripture I keep on referring to, in those days. So there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So the city is going to be desolate. You know, you're going to have, in the time we're approaching, and we can see clearly, even in the land of America, which is going to be the main epicenter of the judgment of the Lord, the Hawabash and the Hawashai, which is Mystery Babylon, you know, Sodom, Egypt, and all of that. You know, so America is going to be blunt at this thing. So the scripture says what? In those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall lay waste, and the field thereof shall wax whole, and her ways and all her plants groweth full of thorn, because no man travaileth thereof. And I show the importance of men, right? It said the virgin shall mourn having no bridegroom, and the women shall mourn having no husband, and their daughters shall mourn having no helper. Right? As it says, in the war their bridegroom shall be destroyed, and their husband shall perish of famine. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. You know? So men are gonna die in this war, man, because you have a war that's brewing. Alright. Let me see if I get this right. Alright. So yeah, there's a war brewing, man, and a lot of men is gonna be drafted, just like what happened in Venezuela. I'm sorry, not Venezuela, Ukraine. You know, men random, especially elder men also, randomly getting drafted. You know, and you hear a lot of women crying that, look, you know, the authorities just come and take away their husband out of the house. You know, they haven't gotten any proper training. You know what I mean, and been shipped to the battlefield. You know what I mean. So we know that in this time to come, and a lot of men is going to be drafted and get put to death in this coming Third World War that we're approaching. This is scripture does speak of that happening. You know, so that's one of those things where men is going to be more precious because of lack thereof. Right? So let me see. This is Isaiah 32 and we start at verse 9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, and give my slacking. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ears unto my speech. So many days and years shall ye be troubled. Right? Many what days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Right? It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease. Right? Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and bake you bare, and grind sackcloth upon your loins. Right? They shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Right? So it'll come a time when it's going to even be rough on these women out here, because all of the benefits that these women used to have is going to be taken away. Right? See Trump with all these legislation passed through Congress and the government, passing a lot of legislation to take away these privileges such as the Section 8, 401k, whatever it may be, pension and all of these things that our women highly depend on, because if you know what happened or what they did to destabilize the family, right, and get the men out of the house, from the beginning, that's what they did, destabilize the family, get the man out of the house, and put the woman on food stamps and all of those things, Section 8 and all of those things, and no men couldn't basically come in houses with these women, if they find, hey, I'm gonna talk about, I believe I do have a video on that. Give me a moment. Alright, here it is. Listen up.
The welfare department came to our home. They talked with my mother about moving into the housing project, but the stipulation was that my father could not be with us. They would put us into the housing project only if he left the state. My mother and father discussed it, and they decided that it was best for the 12 children for the father to leave the home. And that's how we got into the projects. The welfare department had a rule that no able-bodied man could be in the house if a woman received aid for dependent children. If a man lost his job, he's looking for work, he still had to leave the home. And there was even a night staff of men who worked for the welfare department whose job was to go to the homes of the welfare recipients, and they searched to find if there was a man in the home. Sometimes men came back at night to be with their families. Some were found in the closet hiding. The welfare...
Right, so you can see how this wicked devil, man, had craftily devised these plans to separate the family. And it worked, because now they have more single mothers than anything. And even without Esau, which is a so-called white man, intervening with the welfare project, putting the man out at the house, and they become the sole guidance and protection, or so-called protection thereof, of the woman and the children. Even without that, because they did that, man, it's been soaked up in society today so much that they don't have to do anything else. These women continue to do the same thing subliminally, right? Knowing and unknowingly doing the same thing, because that's women, If you want to destroy the family, man, you get the woman and the children. They're the ones with their brain is more easy to mold, and a man is more firm, right? So they convince them to get the man out of the house, we will take care of you, right? So now they have done that damage where you have women now calling themselves independent women and all of that, and they don't need a man and everything like that. However, as of war, the time is coming where the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is turning everything back around, because Scripture says what? I have created a new thing in the earth, and a woman shall come past a man, right? So now we're seeing the flip around. The Lord is going to put them back in subjection, right? So with that, what we says was I define with that, we want to give our praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kodash, our honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching, teaching, word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.